What's going on, everybody? My name is Ray Hayes, and welcome to the Strike a Spark podcast. And alongside me, I have Rachel, Amy, Richie.
Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of the Strike a Spark podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little get to know you so you can get to know the four hosts of this podcast. And as I mentioned, I'm Rachel Amy Ritchie, and our other hosts are.
I'm Taylor.
I'm Big Mike.
And so today we're going to be asking some fun questions and getting to know a bit more about our creative lives, since we're all kind of accidentally multi-hyphenates in one way or another. We all met through the Media Communications program at Full Sail, which I recently graduated from, and the guys are just shortly thereafter graduating. So, we wanted to create this podcast to kind of interview multi-hyphenates in creative tech and media industries to kind of get to know how they fell into the life of not picking up one lane of what to do for their careers, and see if we can learn anything about it and see if we can inspire you or strike a spark in your creative journey. So, we are going to get started today with what we want to do, like for our careers, what we all kind of specialize in. So, who wants to go first?
Hey, let's go with me because why not? So I am, of course, like we said, we're all multi-hyphenates here. One thing that I've really started to focus on in the past year is just like storytelling and how to get that across. And I feel like that's obviously why I'm in a media communications degree. And so I'm an editor as well. I play music, I act or acted. But there are so many different things that I've done, but this lane is one that I kind of feel like I'm wanting to stick to for the most part, but I still delve into the other things as we all do. But definitely like narrative design for like video games and just making sure that, but just like when you play a video game, like when you think of things like God of War or The Last of Us, like you're playing those mainly for, I wouldn't say mainly for, but like the story. And I want to make sure that I leave my mark on the industry in that regard by, designing a really cool narrative. So that's kind of my mainstay.
Okay, who you want to throw it to next? Put someone on the spot.
Let's throw it to Big Mike.
I see. Fellow. Right now I do amateur stand-up comedy, and I also stream on twitch.tv. Long-term goal, really, I just want to be an entertainer. I have a personality that is very fire-worthy, and I've been told I have a talent to light up a room when I walk in there. So I kind of want to play off of that card and do something that doesn't feel like a job for the rest of my life. So that's really why I'm here, and that's the reason why I chose media communications, because I could just build up a skill portfolio and just move that on.
Heck yeah.
Let's hit us with our graduate, Rachel.
Our fearless leader.
Oh no. I definitely have not picked a lane, and no intention to do so anytime soon. I kind of got my start actually like trying to be an actress when I was like little, but I proceeded to film quickly in high school, but ironically I ended up going to Full Sail first for recording art, so I want to do music production and songwriting, so still dabble in that, but my focuses right now are a little all over the place because meanwhile I am chief design officer doing graphic design, logo creation, website building, and all that fun stuff at my day job for a sister agency. I'm also writing and developing a murder mystery TV show, and we're actually getting ready to pitch it in the next few weeks, so that's terrifying, but super fun. So practically anything that revolves around creative storytelling is kind of my forte, regardless of the medium, from music to writing to video to like just simple graphics. If I can tell a story creatively to bring people together, that's kind of what I like to do. So I'll throw it over to Taylor.
Yeah, I'm Taylor, as I said. I consider myself a bit of a jack of all trades. I like to do it all, editing, videography, I'm a chef as well. My big thing though is I really like the producing side of things in the film and television industry. I feel like that's really where I thrive because, as a friend of mine put it recently, I have spunk that not a lot of people have. Um, but I just like to kind of have that executive role where I kind of have a hand in every single realm, single thing that goes on in a production. So that's
I'm with
where
you.
my career is headed.
Mm-hmm. No, but I think that's the great thing about all of us, because we've actually almost all worked on each other's projects before at one point or another,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's been really cool to kind of get to see the different leadership and how we like play into different parts of things, but also we all like to have a little bit of just like oversight and everything to really tell the stories we want to tell, whether it's streaming or a cooking show or an interview series. It could be literally anything.
Yeah.
So That's why when I originally came up with this idea a few months ago, I wanted to bring together a team that kind of does similar stuff, because a lot of us have a lot of similar interests in like the creative realms, but also we have a lot of different side hobbies. So
Hmm.
it really just brings together a unique creative group that can kind of match and tailor to our guests that we're going to be having, where we're going to get to interview some multi hyphenates across the board, some more in the entertainment realm, some more in the tech realm, but all doing a lot of different things that are really cool. So I'm excited to get to do that. But that leads us back to our name, Strike a Spark. So that was definitely something interesting to come up with. And Big Mike, you want to take away the story behind it?
Oh yeah, I got you. All right. So the story behind it is, when planning out this podcast, we're trying to figure out what we want the message to be and how we want to deliver it to you. So rolling around in this big head of mine, I thought, well, let's go with a two-tone meaning and something that can roll off the tongue. You strike a spark. A spark is something that catches fire, and that fire burns, just keeps going. As long as you add fuel to a fire, it can keep going. So we want to be that spark to you viewers, and we want our guests to add on to that spark for you viewers to whatever you have planned in the future. That's why we're Strike a Spark.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love
Okay.
it.
Well, now you know what we kind of do professionally and more on our passion project side of things. So we're gonna make it a bit interesting and do Fast Five. We have no idea what the other hosts have picked for us to get to know, but we're gonna ask each other 5 random quick questions to let y'all get to know us, and also so we can get to know each other better.
Wait, this
So
isn't trivia about the Fast and Furious movie, Fast Five?
maybe yours is. I don't know who prepped your questions, but who knows?
It's been a while
Maybe.
since I've heard it, but I'll do my best to answer your trivia questions.
I will fail at this game immediately if that's the case.
Let me go ahead and redo
Great.
everything
I
that
haven't even
just
been on the
did.
ride at Universal yet.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right. There is a ride.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The line was too long every time, so okay. But I think I'm in the hot seat first, so I'm scared, but Taylor, whenever
Yep.
you want to take it away.
All right, I got you. So, first question, easy, simple. What's a song that's stuck in your head right now?
There's 2 actually that I've had on repeat to the point it's already in my top of listen to of all time, which is concerning. The first one is Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo. Very excited for her album this week. And then the other one is it's BOMB. It stands for Back on My Bolt, and I'm gonna censor myself. It's from a really up and coming TikTok artist. It went viral. Let me pull up her name because it is just such a good song. It is by Emlyn, EMLYN. So those 2 are really fun and catchy. So those are the songs stuck in my head.
All right, very nice. Second one, what's a favorite place you've traveled to?
Oh, this is hard because I love to travel.
Good, because there's a theme here. I realize with my questions, a lot of them have to do with other cities or places. So.
Okay. Well, I'm actually Scottish. You can't tell from the accent, but it's not there. Love my family, but it's not there. I don't know. Part of me wants to say Dubai, but I haven't been there since I was little. But I think I'm gonna go with. I love cruises, but that's not a place really. That's more like an experience.
You could pick a place to cruise.
I know, but I haven't been on the cruise and I want to there. I'm gonna go with Ko'olina, Hawaii. It's in Oahu. It's a little subset. It's got like the Disney
Yeah.
Aulani Resort, and
Yeah.
it's such a fun place, and it's got Monkey Pod, and that's like the best pulled pork sandwich I've ever had. And I live in Texas, so
I
like,
was there a
that's
year
saying
and a half
something.
ago.
Love that place.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
hmm Been there twice. Can't wait to go back after this.
Third question: dream city to live in and work in.
You might have to get back to me on that because I have no idea. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
All right, then.
I'd love to do nomadic. So like, my dream would actually be to be able to afford to like live on a cruise ship and just work on the balcony every day.
Okay.
So I'll go with that. Cheating
Alright.
of an answer, but
Do you have a region you'd prefer to work on a cruise in?
probably warm. So either like the Polynesian routes or like the Caribbean.
Ooh, okay, very
Plus, they're not
nice.
as rocky waters.
Fourth question, in the same realm, dream place to travel.
Yours is all travel related. Right now, it's really obscure, but I want to go to the Inn at Entrada. It is the resort where they filmed High School Musical 2. Me and my friends have been talking about it because we've been watching the High School Musical series on watch parties, because HSMT MTS season 2 just came out on Friday. So we want to go there on a trip and then go visit East High.
That's the
But-
one in Utah, Arizona?
Utah. Yeah, it's
Okay,
in St.
Utah,
George,
yeah.
Utah. So we
Yeah,
want to
okay.
go. That's random, but there.
No, it works.
Either that or
Um,
Europe.
And last question, a bit of an easy one, but do you have a favorite movie or TV show?
That's not an easy question in the slightest. No comment.
No
I
comment?
can't just
Okay.
legitimately cannot decide. I go through like moods of whether it like it is. It's more so like I just will watch a show over and over in the background.
All right.
I will say I think all time one of the movies that I would say is a favorite, which not a lot of people have seen, is Now You See Me with the magician one with the
great.
4 horsemen.
Okay,
Because
yes, yes,
it's one of the few movies that after I took film in high school, when we learned kind of how to dissect and guess what the ending is, that caught me off guard.
yes. Okay,
I'll go with that.
good one.
Okay, none of the questions that I have for Big Mike are travel related. So.
Oh,
Oh wait, that's a
Lord.
lie. That's a lie. I'll start with that then. Okay.
Okay.
So the first one, because I wrote them all down, is if you could teleport anywhere right now, given it wasn't a pandemic, where would it be?
Anywhere?
Anywhere in the world. Could be
Yeah.
another planet actually. I just said
Oh.
like where would you travel?
Oh, another planet. This one, this is difficult. Actually, not anywhere.
Mhm.
Just like anywhere, not in just the
Anywhere.
world, just anywhere.
Anywhere.
Andromeda.
The moon?
Don't know where Andromeda
Oh wait,
is.
no, the
It's-
galaxy? What?
Yeah, the galaxy.
Oh,
Okay.
I,
took me a second. I'm like, I know
pull
it's
the-
space related.
Yeah, I pulled the meme. I just gone.
Okay.
Okay. Completely different one. If you were a flavor of ice cream, what flavor would you be?
Chocolate.
Okay. What is? I think half my questions kind of mirror Taylor's actually. The last song you listened to.
Oh, the Attack on Titan season 4 opening, My War.
Ooh. What a good opening, dude.
That is a good opening.
Oh,
And then like when you dissect it and you go into it, it literally tells you the whole season, but people don't know it
mm.
because there's layers upon layers of audio on audio, and it's
Oh,
great.
shoot.
It's amazing.
That's cool. Okay. If you were in a TV show, what type of character would you be? Like the comic relief? Would you be the main character, the love interest? What kind of stereotypical role would you give yourself?
Since I'm a comedian, I'm gonna say the love interest.
Nice.
nice.
Okay.
Heck
And
yeah.
last but not least, what is your current guilty pleasure TV show?
Oh man, guilty pleasure?
Mm-hmm.
They really did mimic mine.
I
I
know,
know,
we
right?
did not talk about the questions at all.
I know, right? This is crazy.
Mine is just like a spin on yours.
Honestly, I can't name a TV show, but I'm gonna say anime.
Any
It's just
specific
flat
ones come
out
to mind?
anime. Any specific ones?
Oh.
Oh lordy!
What's your most recent one then?
The most recent new one or rewatch? That's the question.
Ooh.
Most recent.
Well, right now, as we speak, downstairs in my home, the Rising the Shield Hero is playing.
Haven't seen that yet.
What?
I have not. I'm sorry.
Dear Lord, this boy needs to be saved. All right.
You know
And
what?
I'm here just like I have no idea what's going on.
I'm just throwing it. I'm throwing it on my list right now, actually. So you can
All
forgive
right.
me.
Okay, who's up next?
I think I'm up next, and the person who is getting these questions thrown at him is Mr. Ray.
All right, let's do this. Let's do
All
it.
right,
Let's do it.
My questions are way different than you two's.
Oh, mine are too.
Let me
So
just
like,
say it.
I'm very
Good.
How
We-
funny
we
would it
need
be if
a-
y'all
I'm
were
very
asking the
changed.
same questions?
This is great. All right. You could give $1 million to only 4 people. Who would it be?
my aunt, both my
Mhm.
parents, and my best friend Michael.
All right.
Our
Me?
questions are weak, Taylor.
All right. Next up on the quickest fly. Let's settle this debate.
Ooh,
Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
Popeyes, no doubt. Ooh, Chick-fil-A
Uh-huh.
can go kick rocks, bro. Oh my god.
My man said Louisiana
so much.
fast.
I will
Chick-fil-A
say,
King rocks.
as a Scottish person,
Uh-uh.
there's a place in Scotland that does fish and chips called Zanrays, and they have a chicken in a bun. It tastes identical to Popeyes. When I finally got a Popeyes chicken sandwich, I was like, "Wait, y'all, this is new to y'all? It
I
looks
see.
different, but it
I
tastes
see.
identical."
Okay.
It
We
was
got
so
a debate
weird.
going. Popeye stole
no.
Scottish culture. Gotcha.
Oh no,
Ooh.
no! It was just so weird because I like
Hot
tasted it. And I'm
take.
like, wait,
Hot
I was
take.
like, what's going on here? It was like teleported to Britain.
Mm.
No.
Well,
Oh, yeah, but
if you could
Popeyes
talk
every
to
day.
if you could talk to one person from the past, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. Ooh. Dang, from the past, huh?
Yeah, from the past.
I don't know, like, where do we want to take this? Where do we want to take this?
Take it wherever you want. It's Fast 5.
We clearly are not
Like-
doing well speed.
Much like the movie, you
Yeah,
can
I
go
know,
off the
right?
rails.
All right, my dad, because he passed away.
That's a fair point.
That's a good
That's a very
answer.
fair point. All right, this is my only travel question. As I look at Rachel and Taylor,
we didn't plan it.
Rachel,
can
did
have
the-
a
copy my
vacation.
homework, but don't make it the same.
Different
You-
states.
you can have a vacation anywhere. Where would you go?
It's between Amsterdam and Japan. I've always wanted to visit Amsterdam because I really like just the culture and everything over there. And I was planning on doing that when I graduated high school with some friends, but that didn't happen. And so it still might happen when I graduate college. We'll see what happens.
Hey,
in
it's
Japan,
got a lovely
obviously.
airport.
Oh my gosh, I've seen pictures.
I've only been to the airport in Amsterdam, but it's lovely.
Oh,
In Japan, obviously, for like the culture, because I love anime. I just kind of love their like everything with like technology that they do over there is insane.
Yeah.
And my sister lived there for like a really long time, and so I would want her to go with me because she does. She taught English over there for the longest time, so I would definitely want her as a guide because
That's
she knows
what's
her way
up.
around.
They're
Super
building a
random.
giant mech.
Super
Yeah,
random.
I've seen that.
No, yeah, on that realm, super
Insane.
random. Like, I watched a show called it's an Amazon show called James May, Our Man in Japan, and he's a car show host, but
I was
he
gonna say, yeah, the
travels.
name's familiar.
He travels to Japan and just spends a week or two experiencing their culture. It's a really quick watch, but it's so good, and they show him like driving the mech and stuff. It's really good.
Dude, what?
It's
Oh.
great.
Oh my
The
gosh,
reason
that's
the name's
amazing.
familiar, isn't that the guy who did the cooking show that inspired College Kitchen?
Yep.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why it sounds familiar.
All right. In the last one, all right, I'm gonna need you to spit this one out faster than fire. You ready?
All right, we got it.
Greatest anime of all time. Go.
Oh damn! No, I don't.
Just runs away.
Damn. That's good. When we talk, are we being objective about this? Like,
Objective.
personal?
All you. Just 100%. No crowd opinion. Just all you.
I can't think of anything like right now, obviously, because the throwaway answer I would say was like Naruto, because like that group that made me get into anime. But otherwise, I would say one of the best ones that I've seen recently is Assassination Classroom. Absolutely,
Hey.
so good.
Okay.
Cried at the end. Very good.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And then that's my
Um,
question,
ooh.
Mr. Ray.
Yeah, that was hard, man. I was like, ooh, my brain just like, you know?
I feel so you should like come up with random questions like for us to have already answered because like ours were weak.
All right. Well, I hope mine are going to be really. I sandwiched mine really interestingly. So, these are for Taylor, and let's go. All right, we got this. You ready, Taylor?
I was born ready.
Okay. Would you rather always have background music that changes with the location/situation, or have your life narrated?
Background music, because I already do that anyway. So background music.
Okay.
That's a solid question.
Sleeping with your socks on, yes or no?
Oh, nah.
No, I do it sometimes. It's really fun. Especially if it's cold.
It's fun.
You know, you keep your feet warm. I have poor circulation. It's bad sometimes, you know. Would you rather have chapped lips that never heal, or dandruff that can't be treated?
Oh, shit. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wait,
I love my hair, but
there's a
also the
loophole
lips
to
would be
this.
so. Here's the deal: if COVID was like at the start, absolutely chapped lips, but I have to go with hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want dandruff?
I can wear a hat.
I was gonna say you could get a wig. You just shave your head and get a wig.
Yeah, I can't cover
Replicate
my
your current
mouth
hair.
at all times
Yeah,
anymore.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, huh?
There's a loophole.
All right. Easier one. Comedy or horror?
Ooh, to watch comedy, to make horror.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Solid.
And lastly, would you rather lose the ability to lie or believe everything you're told?
Oh shoot. That's a tough one. I'd rather lose the ability to lie, because if I believed everything I was told, my friends would manipulate the hell out of that.
No, yeah.
So I'd absolutely lose the ability to
That's
lie.
so sad.
Oh my, they
Just
would
make
mess
sure you're
with
never
me
put in
so
any
much.
situations where you have to do any awkward questions, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, do y'all have any better? No offense, Taylor, but do y'all have any better questions for me? Because like, I feel as though hey, I tried to do the same thing, but mine was weak too.
100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
One horse-sized duck.
Really?
Damn straight. I'll punch a
Oh
duck in the face, dude.
But it's
I
ducks are
swear.
ducks are
I don't-
brutal. I could kick
Flap those
100
wings.
horse-sized ducks duck-sized horses easily.
Yeah, because like their power comes from their size, you know, and so if they
Yeah.
try to do their hind leg kick, you just look at them. You know,
I know,
it's
but
like,
if
eh.
you
Yeah,
can
like, what
train
are
it,
you
that could
doing?
be like a Gert in like Runaways from
That's
Marvel, like situation. You could have like a pet dinosaur, but like a giant duck. That would be
But-
like.
Wait,
very
are we
fun.
fighting them or are we training them?
He never said to fight. He just said
Oh, that's
which
true.
one.
My mind immediately
Right.
went to just scrapping them. I'm like,
Yeah, I was
And I'm
talking
just
about-
like, I'm a
The Dukes
this is
are
like
up.
my
I was
like.
talking about brawling.
Oh, to
that's-
fight, then definitely 100.
Okay.
yeah, because you can just like if you get to a high enough area and just like body slam.
Oh, no, you just
like,
go to
can
a
get at least like
cliff
get
and
like
you
20
trick
of them. You
them.
know.
Oof. Oh lord.
I feel that. That's like no, yeah. I'd also do 100 duck size 100 duck size horses.
Which way?
It's horse sized
Okay.
ducks. Duck sized horses.
This is
duck
so confusing.
size.
A duck-sized horse is a duck as big as a horse. A horse-sized duck is horses that are small.
Horse sized duck. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Don't correct me again.
I don't know. What planet best represents you?
That's a really good one.
Oh, that is a good one. Okay. Let's see.
Part of me wants to say Pluto, because it's definitely underestimated and like it was like taken off the
Yeah.
list. So like
Pluto's
it's,
slept
it's,
on.
it's an unsuspecting
Mhm.
like thing, but it's like I don't know. That's the only reason why,
Yeah.
because you wouldn't expect much from it, but then it's just like out of nowhere.
It's like out of nowhere, it shows up in orbit. It's like, oh look.
There it is.
Mhm.
How you doing?
I'm
But
sad.
then everyone always loves to go when like they can see Pluto in the sky. They'll always go look at it, and it's just like surprise. So I don't know. Maybe that. Maybe
Surprise
Pluto.
me. I like that one.
All right.
That was a really.
I
good
mean, you
question.
asked a comedian to come up with something creative. I got you.
I know, but like we should have had you do all the questions.
Jeez.
It was very two very different like sides of that like the question thing. There was essentially
Alright.
3 sets of questions because the first 2 were very unintentionally similar. Okay, so from those questions, we actually reached out and got some submitted to us that we don't know. So we're gonna get those right now.
You got the first one already.
Okay, you want to say it?
Yeah, sure. What has been the most creatively fulfilling project that you've worked on?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Anyone have an answer?
I have
I can
an
go.
answer.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
I'll
for it.
let Taylor go first.
Yeah.
It's a weird answer, but it's probably the first creative project I ever worked on. It was we may get into it in a later question, but I did a film competition for the first like actual creative video project I ever worked on, and it was just a week long of me writing a script, storyboard, going out to the woods and shooting in the woods, and it was just me on my own doing everything by myself, learning how to do it by myself, and it was, at the end of the day, even though it wasn't my best project I've ever done, it was very easily the most fulfilling project I've ever done.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
like
especially because I was over at USF, and at the end, they got to show the 3 minutes that was my short film on the big auditorium movie theater. It was pretty great. Yeah.
That's respectable. I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
What's
Shoot,
yours,
what-
Mike?
Oh man, now I'm torn.
You could say two.
Yeah, I'll just put them both down because they're both two different reasons. The first one's gonna have to be my Zoom comedy show that I did actually for our program MCBS.
Mm.
Just because it was the first like team situation that I worked on for my comedy, which was like mind-boggling. It was like I had Elaney. The viewers don't know Elaney, but we know Elaney. Wonderful person, very very good at what she does. She made posters and worked on the marketing, and then had Henry Boat, who has a
Henry's
YouTube
Oh,
dope.
channel.
Yeah.
Henry's dope. He did an interview type thing and set up a preview for all of it, and it was great. And we all had like meetings, and it was very much like an eye opener. I was like, yo, man, I can't wait to be doing this for like Rome or something. Like, sit down with my team. That has to be like the first one, and then the second one is just recently for my Twitch channel. I just got asked to be an affiliate or to apply for the affiliate on Twitch, which is not a big achievement, but you know, coming from someone who's like, I'm gonna do live comedy to pandemic, stay inside to, hey, let me try this Twitch stuff out. It's pretty good knowing that like I can get at least that far, and still keep working on that. So those are my two.
Don't knock yourself too much about the accomplishment too. Like I've looked into it. Becoming a Twitch affiliate, you do have to meet certain standards and stuff, and that's a pretty
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to meet certain standards. You got to get like I think it's 6
The
views,
consistency,
6 average.
Yeah.
No, it's 3 average viewers, 7 days of streaming, 33 hours or something
Mhm.
like that,
Mhm.
and then one more. I think it's like 75 followers. So it's definitely something.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Starting from nothing, I would say. Like when it's like I would say the jump from affiliate, maybe personally, is like more accomplishing than partner because like you don't have anything to build from, like that you're starting from the bottom and then you go to that, you know. Whereas if you go from affiliate to partner, like you're just continuing that base, you know. And I feel like
Yeah.
starting off is always the hardest thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so doing that, I feel like just personally is way more like commendable than doing a partner because like that partner is like confirming you're good, you know, and
Yeah.
affiliate is like I know
Confirming
like
you exist.
yeah, confirming you
Yeah.
exist, you know. There you go. That's
Yeah.
That's
how I
yeah.
feel about it.
Especially
That's
on a
actually how it felt
platform-
like.
Especially on a platform like Twitch, where, to my knowledge, there's no real way to promote yourself on the platform. Like, you can't pay for advertisements or anything. So, when you start off, you are quite literally at the bottom of that list for whatever category you're in. So, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, who you putting in the hot seat next?
I mean, it's in between the 2 R's in our group, so let's go with Rachel.
I was about to say you got Rachel Ray to pick from.
Rachel Ray.
Shout out to Malia for the nickname that will never leave us. I'm also gonna go with 2. I'm gonna go with some of my most recent projects. So this program doesn't have like a really round out like final kind of capstone project like a lot of universities do until a few months from now, and it's going to be called the Legacy Project. And you can kind of create anything you want or do a project you've been working on over the course of your program. And I did a brand new one, so I had like this reoccurring dream about kind of like having a lip sync battle kind of game night with my friends, and sometimes it was like doing music videos, sometimes it's just like lip sync battle kind of thing. And so I actually took the concept from the dream and made it into a full-fledged card game and like did drawings and graphics for everything, so it's now like a fully playable game that's about to get manufactured to have a prototype, and then I'm going to pitch it to Hasbro. And I think getting to kind of create it from the point of like it was just something I like dreamed about playing to actually like me and my friends, when pandemic cleared us all and we're all good and vaccinated, we're going to actually like meet up and play it. So I think that that's really kind of going to be a full circle moment. And then the other one, the show I'm working on, I'm going to give a little bit of info away about it, because might as well, about to pitch it, kind of, it's going to be out there, hopefully soon. So it's called Masked Intentions, and it was originally going to be a web series. So I wrote a theme song for it, and it's called Dead Before I Killed You. And hopefully, if we get the show picked up soon, it will actually stay the theme song, because I managed to somehow get the lyricism to perfectly match every single character in a giant ensemble cast, have like double meanings, and it's got like a full orchestra in it. And I've I did try to collaborate with a few people, but like I ended up doing the entire song, like recording, mixing, mastering everything myself, and it's the first song I ever wrote and recorded that I was truly like proud of. And like I think when I heard the first version of it like back mastered, I almost just started crying like chewing. I'm like, I actually finally like did it all the way through, and I think that was just like, oh like wow, I can actually do this if I really put my mind to it. So I think that after like 5 months of ups and downs of that song, I think that's the most creatively fulfilled I've been in a very, very long time, if ever.
I'm excited I got to hear about it because I've been waiting to hear about this since I met you, realistically. Because I reached out to you because Renee told me you had been working on a series. And
hey, well,
I haven't heard anything about it since.
We're prepping the pitch, so I might, if you want, I can maybe send you over the pitch later.
Oh, sure. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, don't let him be the only one.
Maybe what I can do is I'm doing it with my high school best friend, Kate Bircham, so maybe I can like, she's the one who popped into our Zoom call planning this podcast, actually. So they've seen her horrified that there's other people in the room. But maybe we can set something up so y'all can hear more about the show, hopefully before the rest of the listeners will maybe see it someday on a streaming platform. So
oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Little tease there, so throwing it over to Ray now.
Yeah.
Before I reveal too much.
No, well, I'd say one of the most fulfilling things that I've done creatively. I've done a lot, I would say, recently, but the thing that I always think back to is the reason I made it out to LA. And I don't think we touched on this either. Like, we're all in different parts of the US right now. So this is all coming through from different areas. And but what I did was back in 2017, I restarted my YouTube channel, and I was just putting out like weekly content and doing things. And I had like a really big anxiety attack, and it really kind of like messed with my mental health and all of that. And that kind of was the spark for me to start pursuing my dreams, because like I kind of forced myself to stop being in a bubble, and I started going after things that I wanted. And around that time was when, if for anyone that doesn't know, Philip DeFranco, he hosts the daily news show, and he had just opened up his new studio, and he just went independent, and he started his own Patreon thing. And I tried to campaign myself to be a part of his team. And the only thing that didn't line up was the fact that I lived in Bakersfield, California at the time, rather than living in LA. Because like he had saw the video, and I felt like everything was going to go through, but like the big thing was you must live in LA. And I will say that was the one thing that brought me that allowed me not to, or didn't allow me to interview or anything, because I really wanted to be a part of that. And I feel like out of everybody, I mean, I feel like I would fit in on that team just fine, but it felt like things were happening, and like I was participating in like live streams, and I was like talking to them and like trying to be like active in the community more. And I didn't get it, but at that time it still was a moment of reflection that I was like, hey, I did something that really started that really struck a spark, you know? And I ended up moving to LA maybe a couple months later, and I went on a completely different creative journey, but everything started from that. And I am very happy that that was what happened, because that really did fulfill me, because it turned me into the person I am today. So very happy that creative spark was the one that helped me get to where I'm at. So I would say that, most definitely.
I can definitely relate to the whole anxiety, like pushing you for your dreams thing, because I've had some really low moments with mine over the years, and especially with the pandemic, it's just, there were so many potential new opportunities and everything, but at the same time, there's just so much it can be overwhelming. Yeah. So, but it's just like, you gotta fight through it, and it can honestly just push you, I think, out of spite to like the anxiety, just try and do better.
Honestly, yeah, recently that's kind of been the thing that's been like pushing me more, not more so like, oh, I should get better. It's more so I want to be so pissed off that I am being successful. It's like, I want to be mad. One of the best driving
factors. It's a sad truth, but it's the truth.
Honestly, that's where I'm at personally, because I'm like, you know what? I want to be mad at my old self. I'm like, why were you that way? Everyone's mental health journey is different. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
All right, to go on to the next question.
I'll take this one because this is one of the ones I asked.
Yeah.
So besides this I gotta stop dropping my pen.
Twice now.
Yeah, it's twice.
I'm playing with it, but I'm not dropping mine. So.
Besides this podcast that we're all working on, what's something you're working on currently?
No? I'll start it off.
Okay.
Yeah, currently I'm working on a short film that I've talked about to you guys a couple times that I got picked up to do the editing on, and I'm very excited to get that done. I was communicating with the composer and the director today, so I've got a couple more fixes to do on the edit. But besides that, that's it's going to be pretty much done, and that's kind of the big project I've been working on for the past like couple weeks, and I'm very excited for that to be released and for the world to see it. So. Yeah.
Nice. I kind of mentioned what I'm working on. My time is divided between moving, but I'm really working on the pitches for the show. So working on a pitch deck right now. We finalized our new pilot today. Originally, our pilot was kind of short. It was 6 really kind of long scenes, and it was like a half-hour show. Now it's got 23 new scenes. It's an hour long, and so a full revamp. So we're kind of getting feedback and getting ready. So if the pitches go well, we can send it over. So that's been my keeping me awake at night project.
Mainly my Twitch channel. Like I'm trying to move forward in that. Nothing big on the outside world. Probably about to start going back into doing like stand-up comedy soon, and see where that leads me. And then other than that, just doing little like graphic design whatnots here or there.
Nice.
I'm excited to see you in the comedy sense, because I remember when you and Eleni and everything were doing that Zoom project. I really wanted to come see it, but I actually had my virtual read-through for the first draft of the show then. So it clashed, and I was really upset because I honestly was tempted to reschedule it to come.
I was going to say, next time you have a live show, let me know, because we're both in Orlando, so I'll absolutely go check it out.
Oh, yeah. I do open mic nights. I found this website. I can't remember what it's called, though. Where
you
everyone in the
you
area.
Can text me.
Yeah, I got your number. Everyone in the area leaves out their like open mic, so I just like pull up and just be like,
"Hey,
what's up, guys?"
And just for reference, since I think everyone's established almost where they are but me, so we got 3 time zones in the group chat whenever we're coordinating. So we got Texas, we got Florida, and we got California. So all across the coast.
West Coast, Best Coast.
What you mean? You
Gulf
can't
Coast.
spell.
I was
can't
like, am I on
best.
the coast? Like Gulf Coast.
I mean,
that's the coast.
You're on the Gulf Coast, yeah.
I'm on the Gulf Coast. I had to think about that.
But to rebuttal
Not
that,
American,
you can't spell
though.
best without EST.
Can't spell best without EST and West either.
Oh god!
Just-
Not only that,
explains
but
mine.
it's EST West. All the letters are right next to each other. You got to take the A and account for East.
He really shot that down quickly.
Hey,
Well, it did rule mine out, but hey, I have an excuse. I'm not American, so I can suck at geography. Although I will
Ooh.
say, I was the only person in middle school to get 100 on the states and capitals test, and I was the only non-American.
Ooh,
So
that's kind of
fun.
embarrassing. For
Yeah,
everyone.
no
was.
kidding.
I was like, really, y'all? Are you kidding?
I say that like not knowing them off the top of my head.
On the next podcast, we will be testing our trivia. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm working on right now. I actually just finished about a week and a half ago. I finished a cooking show. Shout out to college_kitchens on Instagram. But right now I've been producing a short film for a buddy of mine that we're gonna submit to festivals. We're gonna start shooting at the end of this month, I believe, and then finish it up mid-June. So I'm excited about that. It's one of those things where, because I'm like the producer, I'm overseeing everything, and they kept sending me the script, and I'm like, logistically, there's all this XYZ that won't work. It is not physically possible to shoot this in the time you want. We can't get it done. We don't have the funds to do it, but we changed the script up. It's coming out nice, and I think we're going to shoot at the end of this month.
Nice.
So,
I'm excited to see all these.
yeah.
We really need to talk more about like the projects we're working on when it comes to like film stuff. 'Cause we really don't talk about this, and now I'm just like really interested.
And we're all doing different things. It's kind of awesome. I
Yeah,
love
we
it.
need to have a group chat about like filming stuff. Okay, I think we got some more questions popping up in the chat. So, let's do. I'm picking this multiple. This multiple appeared. How do you balance your time working on these different projects? Any tips?
I can go first.
Good. Yeah.
Oh, it's-
Yeah. I don't.
Okay. So for me, it's a lot of I got a whiteboard. You can kind of see it right here, which helped a lot, especially when I was doing college kitchens, because that was something that I was putting out weekly, and I edited everything myself and put it out myself. So that was a lot of work. So I just make it a point every Saturday or Sunday to list out everything I have for that week. And sometimes it gets difficult to balance your time, but I think a big thing for me is it may sound weird, but I like to work out a lot, and I'll usually go to work out like in the middle of projects because you need that like time to just clear your brain and stuff. And just sometimes I've noticed I'll be working on like an edit for like 2, 3, 4 hours at a time, and it will take me double that time unless I just take a break and go to the gym midway through it, and then I'm like creatively refreshed and I can just burn through it afterwards. So
Are you close to a gym?
yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say because like
You made like such a face in the middle of that. I'm like, what? So much judgment all of a sudden.
well, first of all, I was like, until you explained it, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense because I was like, what's weird about working out?
No. It's like it's just a way to like creatively refresh like that. Go in
No,
for like an
I
hour
get
or
that.
so. Yeah.
I get that for sure. I didn't want to go. I also didn't want to go on without dressing my face because I definitely.
I saw it.
You were just. It was like I was like, is he good? Did he?
I was
You
like, what's
froze
weird
for a
about working
second.
out? But you explained it well. I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
like in between things that makes sense. Because when I'm at work, I'll see people that like we work from across a gym, and I see people go on their lunch breaks. I'm like, I can't ever do that.
Oh yeah, I couldn't do that. There's no shot.
Mm-mm. Ooh,
Yeah,
I have
no.
some tips, but not all of them are successful. My go-to, I also do like kind of weekly planning. I do it on Notion though, so I can like alter it. Because if I had a whiteboard, like I do it on paper sometimes, but I waste so many notebooks, and I don't want to kill more trees than I need to. So I do like that at the beginning of every week. She says, as she hasn't even done this week's one, and it's Monday. But it normally helps to keep things organized, and also that way it doesn't put the pressure on you to kind of make sure everything's finished in a day. You can always easily just drag it to the next day. But my other tip, which is my more successful one, is find a TV show that airs late at night that cut yourself off with working. Because I will admit, I did not intentionally start watching Love Island, but when it's a daily show and it's on every night at like 8 or 9 o'clock, it cuts you off from working. You have to be done by the time the program starts. So it could be anything you want. It could be Manifest. It could be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No, it can't. That show's been canceled. It can be any show that's currently live and you don't record it, so you have to watch it live or you're just going to miss an episode. And that's actually what, in the summer, it helps me be the most productive because I'd cut myself off at 9 o'clock at night to watch it. And that way I wouldn't be burning myself out working till 2 in the morning. So it's a weird tip, and it can be a trashy show because also that just takes your mind off of like all the stress. So that's my actually really successful tip that I have.
I like
I
it.
like that.
Super
Alright.
random though.
It's good. It's the random things that always work though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's
True.
unconventional, so your brain's not thinking, okay, I know how this works.
It
You're
just
like,
sucks because
okay.
I gotta wait like another 2 months for the show to come back, like
that's
the
the worst
daily
part about live
shows.
TV.
So
Just
otherwise,
things
you're
in
gonna
general.
find like a different show for every day of the week. But all my shows got switched to weekends, so that doesn't help.
So you just only work on the weekends, you know?
Yeah, only work
Just
on the
be late throughout the
weekends.
week.
But
That's my advice.
No. yeah. What you got? What's your tips, Big Mike?
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't have any. I'm more of a go with the flow type of person. Like
Mhm.
anyone with OCD who sees the way I set up my files would kill me. So that's completely out the window.
Yeah.
Um
Let me show you the first edit I did on this short film. It is another editor would punch me in the face.
Send a screenshot. We must see this eventually.
it's I guess I don't know, just I don't know, holding yourself responsible is a big one. But
Mhm.
other than that, I don't really have anything.
I
Where
feel
you
that.
got anything?
I was gonna say I'm kind of the same way. Because I can't I kind of keep myself on a loose schedule because I don't work that way, and I'm finding this out about myself, and that's the great thing about this podcast. And like both of you, Taylor and Rachel, have like very succinct ways to do things, and I feel
Not
like me and Big
working
Mike are kind of
recently.
just like, huh?
It's not working recently. YouTube has been distracting this past few months. I will
It can be.
admit.
Absolutely.
But-
The thing that I've learned to do to balance my time is just kind of make sure that you at least do something a day. Not rather like making sure everything's scheduled out. And maybe like I don't think I'm going to be a millionaire. So I'm not waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning doing things to make sure that everything's scheduled out in the right way. Like personally, like what I like to do, I make sure I have a morning routine, at least for the most part. Like I get up, I make my bed, I shower, make coffee, I look at my emails for work, and I kind of go from there. For the most part, like especially just like for me, like I was talking about earlier, is like I really try to make sure that I keep my mental health in check, because I don't want to stress myself out too much, because it can come to a point where I am like overwhelming myself with things, even if I do have them on a schedule. So what I like to do is just make sure that there is at least something that I'm doing a day, and I can like, and personally, for me, like I don't have too much going on right now in the realm of creativity, like things that are going towards my dream, because I'm like I'm doing school, I'm working full time, and I'm working on this project for the editing project that I'm doing. So I don't have much going on where I have to be like go all the time. So like I was saying, just a little bit a day. I'll sit down at the computer for an hour and look at the edit that I'm doing, or if I'm doing something for my YouTube channel, I will write down like a piece of the script here or there, just as long as there is certain milestones that I'm hitting, like, okay, I wrote something today, and I'll make sure I give myself enough time to not feel like I'm drowning in like my own thoughts, not just like the work, but just like in my own pressures and anxieties. So yeah, that's how I operate pretty much. And just like I'm also a go with the flow kind of dude.
I will say one thing that came to mind when you were saying that, something I learned off TikTok that I'm guilty of that kind of defeats the purpose of all my planning and stuff is revenge procrastination. So essentially it's this thing where you kind of like, once you're done for the night, you'll go on your phone, you'll doom scroll, like it's like 1 a.m. for like a couple of hours, and go on your phone, and just, it's taking back the time you feel like you lost through the day, because like at night when it's kind of just quiet and everything, you feel like you got more control. And so it causes you to be exhausted, and it's taking revenge for that kind of thing. So it's a bad thing, especially for productivity. And I've learned so much from TikTok. Wish they taught us these kind of things in school, but it's definitely something I've been combating. That's why I've been trying to do so productive and like seem like I have it all together with organization and scheduling, but it's just being conscious that the process, like mine's been pretty good for the past 2 years, but like recently it hasn't been working as well. So it's just being able to constantly adapt with it and do what's best for you and your mental state, or whatever types of projects you're working on as you see fit.
Absolutely.
And I think that we're coming close to our like times for today, so let's wrap it up with our final question. So our final question is, what is the song that currently describes your life? So who wants to go first?
I say Rachel or Mike, because me and Taylor went first the other times.
Okay, I'll go first. I thought long and hard about this because, as I mentioned earlier, I've had Good For You and BOMB stuck in my head, and I cannot relate to either of them, honestly. So I'm going to go with Dive from A Week Away, because some of the lyrics, like, I'm diving in over my head, I want to be caught in the rush. So sink or swim, I'm diving in. And so I'm doing a lot of different projects right now, a lot of changes happening in my life, so I'm just going to try and embrace it, seek discomfort like Yes Theory says, and just dive right in and pull out my headphone while I do it. So
I guess I'll go next. Like I said in the opening, or not really the opening, but like midway through, My War, the season 4 Attack on Titan opening, has been stuck in my head for a month now. No clue why. So I'm going to add that on to my actual answer. So that song and It's Alright by Kendrick Lamar. I gotta do it. I know what yours is, Taylor, but I'm using that one.
I know you do.
I'm using that one. Different artists. Different artists.
Fair. It's fair.
Just because, just that line, like,
Just so the viewers know, though, I put it in your head.
Yeah,
yeah, we didn't discuss the questions beforehand, except for the song. We didn't discuss that because none of us knew an answer.
A little bit.
I like it. Good song.
It was either that one or King Kuta, but I'm going to choose one of those. But My War, just like because just like life, everything is multi-layered, and how they layered everything. And after listening to it, like in depth, listening to like first the high sopranos in the choir and then the baritones, how they're saying two different things. One's an underlying tone, which is telling you the exact like meaning of the story behind there, and then you got the main artist who's giving you the feeling of what, for anyone who hasn't seen the show, the feeling of what the main character is feeling throughout the entire show versus the high line story of what everyone else is feeling versus that last like 4 words, which is just monster, 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 which is the eyesight that you're seeing. You're seeing just a monster. So that's a very good like tone of life. And then it's all right. It's all right. Everything gonna be all right.
I like that.
Then I guess I'll go in the same realm as that. The song that's describing my life right now is definitely "All Right" by Caleb Mitchell. He's a smaller rapper artist, but it's a song about just not putting up with anyone's drama, anyone's BS, and that's very much so what I've been doing recently, especially with the short film I've been talking about. It's professionally, I'm distancing myself from people that are always like adding drama to situations, complaining about stuff, because that's not beneficial for productivity. So just doing that, and at the end of the day, it's all going to be all right.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just got to be blunt just to be better in the future.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I guess I will end this because we are actually running pretty short on the time. So one that I discussed was America by Young the Giant. That song is about like kind of discovering things about, America and what it is to like follow your dreams and kind of being taken back by all of the things that like what America really is. You kind of like, okay, you come here with a specific idea and then you're like taken aback. You're like, oh yeah, this is kind of weird. I didn't know this is what things were going to be like. Yeah. I definitely love that song. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. Otherwise, the other song that I have is That Power by Childish Gambino. It's off of, what is it, Summer Camp, I believe the name of the album is.
Yeah.
I think it's the last song too. Not like any of the verses of the chorus, but the outro. It's like a 3-minute outro, just him telling a story about him being on a bus and how he was talking to this girl during the summer camp and how he wished he'd gotten on he's like, I don't want the story to be like, I got on the bus a boy and I came back a man. And he's like, no, the story is like, I got on the bus and like, I never got off and I still haven't, and I guess that's kind of the thing about like adolescence is like, you kind of, I guess, not really growing up. And I guess you can take that negatively or positively. And so I really feel like we should kind of goes back into the thing that we're talking about with this podcast. It's like I'm striking a spark, because I feel like if we don't lose our adolescence, we kind of will always be creative. And that is a very important thing, because we are, that's what we are as creatives. We kind of never lose that spark that we had as kids. So we hope
it's about rediscovering that.
Yeah, we're rediscovering it.
Yeah, I think this season, because we're going to be doing a 6-episode mini season for the podcast, so stay tuned to kind of hear from creatives, not just necessarily in the entertainment industry, like seemingly a lot of us are focused in, but also in media, tech, and just all around, like people who are maybe in multiple of them, because we're hoping to kind of get inspired ourselves, but also inspire those listening, and just really kind of learn more about finding our own sparks and running with it. So
yeah.
Yep.
That's
Big
it.
Mike, you want to take it away?
All right. Well, that was our session here on Strike a Spark, and we hope you come back and gain your fire from us, because we will be your fire starters, and our guests will be also as well your fire starters. So
great way to end.
They're the kindling to build the fire.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. We're all here to start spark your fire.
And tune in to see which two of us are hosting the first podcast, because from now on you're going to see 2 of us an episode. So.
Oh yeah, that is very important to say at the very end.
Yeah.
Yes, it won't be all of us per episode. It'll be 2 of us per episode. So
it'll be a good mystery. See who's on each episode.
It'll be good.
All right.
Stay tuned.
So we will see y'all next time, or hear y'all. No, they'll hear us.
They'll see us and hear us, depending on how they want to watch or view or listen. Watch and view, same words. Meant to say.
Yeah. Consume.
Okay.
Consume. Way better.
All right. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye.
Peace.